Hello, hello, hello. How are you all doing? It is so good to have you here. So, listen, I want to show you something today. And it is literally why normal coaching doesn't work. Why all the stuff you've done, why do you know so much and still not have the results? Is that something you can answer? Why do you know so much and still not have the results? Superior knowledge, inferior results. My goodness. Been studying this for 12 years and you think you'd know something, and I realize that I know nothing. But bear with me with this, because this is what I use, and it is like a summary of everything that Bob Proctor has been saying, and I wanted to share it with you. Bob Proctor, let me tell you, has been a complete genius. Everybody else, while they were going off to investigate this, and this, and all these new strategies, new coping techniques, new information, and it doesn't mean a thing. It doesn't actually, it's a really good story, but it doesn't actually bring you results. I mean, you know a lot, you talk a lot, you say it and you get it, but there's still no ease, flow, and joy in your life. Why is that? Well, let me share with you something here. So, whoops, daisy, I do not know what's going on with this here. I think my little pad's upside down, so we'll put it the right way around and then maybe it'll work better then. There you go. I've got something here. So we all know about Bob's beautiful little masterpiece here, The Secret Genie. You have no idea how much information is just in this little man alone. Absolutely amazing, amazing stuff here. So what we've got here is, this is the 2% conscious, which we think we're very clever at, don't we? We think we're so clever at all of this. Whereas this is actually what's happening. The 98% subconscious is where all the results are happening from. But we try to do everything with the 2%, trying to know everything. Just doesn't work that way. It just doesn't work that way. So this whole white sheet that you see on here, everything, this is the source. Everything. I mean, it looks like nothing, but look, I can draw anything on it. So it's like a blank canvas. And so that's the information here that is coming into you. We'll just use that as my input. So this is the input, which is absolutely everything. Everything you've ever known is coming into you, apparently. This is all just a concept, but it gives you a bit of the mind works with images. So if we can have a bit of an image going on, then we might be able to get some results. And so it's to bring clarity to all the noise that's going on. Do this, do that, do the other. Wouldn't you just like it to be a lot more simpler for you? I know you would. I certainly did. So that's the input. And then it comes through this body, which then produces an output. Now, let me tell you, you have got absolutely nothing to do with the input, and you have got absolutely nothing to do with the outcome. We'll actually call that outcome. You've got absolutely nothing to do with the outcome. But what he's saying, Sheena, because everybody's saying that we can control the outcome. Here's the thing. You see, if we stay, let me get a different color here. If we stay here in the output trying to change it, we literally end up just staying here. And we end up going round and round in circles, seeing what we don't like, and then we try to change it. But what we've got going on here in the middle is, this is our programming. So this amazing energy coming from the input hits our programming, and this programming is called Sheena, and yours is called whatever. You know, you don't actually exist. They've gone looking for you, and you don't actually exist. But that's a whole other story. Let's just look at this for now. So apparently this programming is called the Sheena program. And so this Sheena program is programmed to think a certain way, and that produces a certain output. So the input is nothing to do with me, and the output is nothing to do with me. But apparently, I call it divine hypnosis, apparently we have control over this programming in the middle here. which is my programming, which comes from genes, which comes from environmental conditioning, comes from our parents, comes from school, comes from the government, comes from everybody around us. But this is what we start to take notice of, because when we see the outcome isn't what we want, then we can go inside here and go, well, I don't want that anymore. I want something else. So this is the only bit that we've got control over. But what happens is, you see, this is where we tend to stay. We try to change things here. So we end up in the output, and then we come back to the body and we try to change it, and we don't like it. And so we try to change it and we don't like it. And we end up going round and round in circles here. Do you know what that's doing? That is reprogramming. This is your reaction, isn't it? Which is reprogramming. Do you like my little diagrams? I hope you can see this on your phone. You might need to look at it on the computer. So basically, we are reprogramming the output that we don't want. Why? Because we're in resistance to it and we're holding it in space and time. Yep. And that's what, when you try to change something in the outside world, that's what's happening. You're reprogramming yourself with it. Now you get some results, but then they go, then you get some results, then they go, then you get some results, then they go. So it looks like you're actually being successful, but you end up in the same place. So I couldn't figure that out. Why was I getting results and then no results? There was no consistency there. And ultimately, no matter how much money I had, I would bring myself to the same place. What's going on? I really studied what Bob was saying and really understood it. Plus, I studied all the stuff around what he's saying, all the different books. What are different people saying? And I came to the place that Bob is just genius with all his work. Bob Proctor, yes, absolute genius with what he's been saying. So this is normal coaching on this side here, trying to change things. But what Bob's coaching does, which is basically TIR, thinking into results, this is the only place that we concentrate on. This is the place. This is the only place where we have apparent control. I mean, it's still all source doing everything, but it looks like this is where we've got the control here, in this space here of our programming. So this is why thinking into results isn't coaching, isn't mentoring. It is you reprogramming you. It is not teaching you what to think. It is teaching you how to think so that you can clear the rubbish. You can stop all the input, unnecessary input that you don't like. It is not even concerned with the output. The only thing you're concerned with is you in the middle. Just you. Just you. And how you're reacting to things. You don't like it, you come back in and you repeat. So Bob has done like 12 steps. 12 steps. I've broken it down to 3 areas that I would call the win formula. Yes, the winner's image, or whatever image you want to have. But it's about winning over this programming here and reprogramming all of this that's in the middle here. This is thinking into the results, and this is the only area that we want to be working in. There is no other program that I've seen out there that does it like this. The reprogramming of the program. And I used to be a computer programmer. There was no point in me fighting with the output out here. If I didn't like it, tough. I had to go back into the code and change the code. Now, I remember one time when I was doing my dissertation, and I knew there was a full stop that was missing. Like, I just knew it, but I couldn't find it. And I sat and I stared and stared and stared at that screen. And I knew the answer would come eventually. And you know what it did? It just popped up and showed me directly. Look, there you go. There's the full stop there. And when I put that in, the whole program worked like clockwork and I got the output I wanted. Do you know why I got the output I wanted? because I had already designed what the front screen would look like. I had already designed what the program was going to do. I had already designed all that. I had seen it all. I had drawn it all out. Now I had to go and do the code. This is what we're doing. This body is just like a phone. It's just like a computer. You are not in it. It is an object. You are a sending, receiving device. And we've called you a name. That's it. Source is using you to experience the world. And you're taking part in this amazing journey. This looks like, apparently, what you've got control over. It's still all being done to you. But this, you're in this life. It doesn't appear to be able to get out of it. We're in this story. I could sit on the couch and try and do this, but I love the action. But I'm not out here in the outcome anymore. I'm not out here. That just happens. It is being done onto me. I am in here in the middle, just reprogramming, 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 reprogramming until. You know, in the Bible, it says 70 times 7. And yes, it talks about forgiveness. What is forgiveness? For the giving. So I forgive all the outcomes that I don't like. I forgive it for, oh, that was just a silly thought. Just a silly thought. Look what that produced. For the giving. So I will go back inside to myself and I will be in the forgiving to me by recoding again. 70 times 7. That's 490. Are you prepared to spend 490 days reprogramming yourself? Or will you have given up at the third day? Sheena, I've tried this for 3 days. I've tried this for a week. I've done this even for 30 days and it still doesn't work. Only you know you're programming. Only you know. But if you look once outside and you get annoyed, start your days again. Start again. Back to day one. Reprogram, except this time you're a little bit stronger. And then you forget again and you end up in the outcome again. Go back to day one again. Except this time you're even more committed. And you just keep doing it until you are committed to do it until. There you go. That's why thinking into results isn't just a normal program. It is not coaching. I'm doing another coaching program, Sheena. That's fine. Everything you do is right. Every single thing you do is right. But do you want results or do you want knowledge? You don't need to have knowledge when you do this. This is the knowledge. This is about as much knowledge as you need. Bob did all the reading. My goodness. If only I'd just listened to him right at the beginning. Do as I say, he says. But oh no, I had to go and get all the knowledge too. This is it. This is as much knowledge as you need. But what happens is whenever we start to do this process is that we get caught up in what happens. It just throws up rubbish, throws up rubbish, throws up rubbish. We start to see ourselves. Let me tell you, I did not like what I saw. I was Sheena Cantor, who knew everything. I did masters in this and masters in that and masters in the other. I'd read all the books. I had all the knowledge. I had all the answers. I knew so much that I knew nothing. So listen, I'm doing a call today, 5 o'clock UK time. Get yourself on it. And you come and ask me any question you want, any life question. It doesn't matter because we're at the very core of your results, the very, very core of it. And we're going to go through that diagram again. You've got the opportunity to ask me questions. Doesn't matter. I don't care what coaching program you're on. I don't care who you're being coached by, unless you're being coached by a Bob Proctor consultant. I don't care what you're doing. if you haven't had the results and you're doing the same thing that you did before. It's just a different program. You're taking a program and programming a program that's already messed up. We need to get to your program, not somebody else's knowledge, but your program. And you will recode you. We're not teaching you what to think. We're teaching you how to think. Get yourself on this live today. So it's a private live. And I'll answer all your questions. Have a good day. I'll see you later. Bye-bye now.